Trump's FBI raid of an election center in Fulton County, Georgia, it's unlike anything we've ever seen before. And among a lot of other things, this could be a terrifying look into what is to come ahead of the midterms, right? That is what numerous experts are saying right now about the unprecedented actions taken yesterday in a county that was at the center of Trump's false claims about the 2020 election. And, we touched on this briefly in yesterday's show, but it was breaking as I was recording, so there's a lot we didn't know, right? But since then, we've learned some more, including a bit of information about the search warrant that the FBI executed, which said that the raid was part of a criminal investigation into possible violations of two different federal laws. The first law requires the preservation of election-related materials, and the second criminalizes voter intimidation tactics and makes it illegal to submit or tabulate fraudulent voter registration and ballot information. And specifically, the warrant authorized the FBI to search for all physical ballots from the 2020 general election, all images produced during ballot scanning, all voter rolls from that year, and all tabulator tapes, which is basically a receipt for the vote totals recorded by the voting machines. Right? And so then with all that, you had Mo Ivory, a Democratic commissioner for Fulton County, saying in a post that the FBI's first warrant had an error, but once the error was resolved, FBI agents returned later in the day with a second warrant, and county officials complied. With then agents surrounding the facility with lines of trucks, and they spent hours taking away boxes and boxes of old ballots and other materials. But at least for right now, that's basically all we know for sure. There haven't been any more details about the investigation or even what the exact allegations are. With this, you have many Democratic lawmakers and experts speculating that this is a dramatic escalation of the same baseless bullshit that we've been hearing about for the last 6 years, and yet another example of Trump weaponizing his DOJ to do his personal bidding. Right? 3 recounts, multiple investigations, numerous courts, and countless state and local officials have all debunked Trump's claims about the fraud in Georgia. But Trump, of course, has refused to shut up about it, and now that he's in office, he's using his power to revive the case, and he's going after Georgia by throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks. Right? While shocking, this isn't completely unexpected. Back in December, Trump's DOJ sued Fulton County over its refusal to turn over the same 2020 election records that the FBI seized yesterday. And that was a request that officials initially denied because they claimed that the records were sealed and couldn't be produced without a court order. Then, that same month, the Trump DOJ also filed a separate lawsuit against Georgia in an effort to obtain voter rolls containing highly sensitive information like voters' names, birth dates, addresses, driver's licenses, and partial social security numbers. And actually, just last week, you had a judge tossing that case, ruling that it had been filed in the wrong court, though the Trump administration has now since refiled the suit. And again, this isn't the most surprising because last week you had Trump using his speech at the World Economic Forum in Davos, probably one of the biggest possible platforms he could have used to further his election lies, claiming that the 2020 election was rigged and adding,
"Will soon be prosecuted for what they did." It's probably breaking news, but it should be. It was a rigged election. Can't have rigged elections.
But again, even with all that, you have many experts saying that this raid in Fulton County is entirely unprecedented. Or with experts saying things like, "I'm not aware of something like this happening ever before," adding, "This just looks like a way to use the might of the federal government to further Trump's voter fraud narratives." And again, that's something that's been echoed by many top Georgia officials, including Mo Ivory, who said that she and her colleagues were working on a legal plan to stop Trump's efforts.
An attempt to take your vote away. This is all about November 2026, about the primary on May 19th and then the November election. He does not want the midterm elections to take away his power. So he's trying to create chaos. So this is what he does. Chaos in Minnesota, chaos in Fulton County. We are a target. Protect your vote at all costs. I'm telling you, everybody always says your life depends on it. Oh, your life does depend on it this time.
Also, you had Ivory saying that what we saw in Fulton County yesterday, it's really just the tip of the iceberg. We're saying that Fulton County, it's actually just the blueprint, and Trump is showing us here what he's capable of and what he is willing to do in other states.
Fulton County is right now the target, the only county right now fighting over an election that already happened, but it is coming to a place near you. This is the beginning of the chaos of 2026 that is about to ensue.
She's definitely not alone here. You also had Georgia Senator John Ossoff issuing a very similar warning.
This is a seismic event. This should have people across the country absolutely shook. This is a huge deal. This is an FBI raid on the Fulton County Elections Office. His conspiracy theories about the 2020 election have been based in Georgia from the very start. This is a shot across the bow at the midterm elections. He tried to steal power when he lost it in 2020. We have to be prepared for all kinds of schemes and shenanigans. We have to be prepared for him to try to deprive people of their voting rights.
Right, I think it's very important to be 1,000% clear with you about what is happening here. This is just a preview of what is to come. This raid, the lies that he tells to cast doubt on election security, his red state gerrymandering campaign, it is just an appetizer for the main course served by a chef who cooked up a full-blown insurrection the last time we sat around the dinner table. And the only way you, I, we can fight it is to do what Ivory said and vote like your life depends on it. And also, I guess in the background, hope that the MAGA Civil War divides Republicans enough that their voters just kind of turn on them. Right, and actually, speaking of the so-called MAGA Civil War, Candace Owens has now leaked even more alleged footage of Erica Kirk.